What's up, everyone? It's Wacko welcoming you to week. Excuse me, it's week 6 of SPS season 10 in the Lugia Div. We are currently 4-1, and this week we're up against Skyhops, who has a really good team consisting of Mega Excadrill, Galarian Slowking, Dragapult, Clefable, Greninja, and Ditto. In the back he had, I believe, like Thundurus and what did they have? They had Thundurus, Moltres, and Bisharp. Yeah, I was gonna say, I felt like I remembered prepping for a Moltres, but he didn't bring the Moltres, which was kind of a good thing for me, but we'll see that I kind of missed something in prep. So, getting things started, I'm gonna lead with my Sneasler as he leads Pult, which I'm like, oh shoot, worst lead possible for me, because I was like, oh, Sneasler can, like, kind of just handle anything, but then there was a fucking Dragapult there, and I kind of realized, oh, Dragapult's a fucking good lead for him. But luckily I get the static para on him, and then I Muddy Water the Excadrill. This looks like a very, like, specially defensive Excadrill. Like, I don't know what was going on here, but I decided to switch into my Ursaluna, because Ursaluna basically came for this drill. Rapid Spin doesn't do too much damage, as Iron Head does a good 30%. However, I am Covert Cloak, so I will be able to survive. Now, at this point, things were a little bit scary, because I do not have, like, a Hydro Pump switch in, especially now that Bellibolt is, like, somewhat chipped, and Palafin is still in 0 form, so it's not, like, as bulky as it could be yet, or it's not going to hit as hard either. But I'm going to switch to my Bellibolt. He's going to Raw Hydro Pump for 52%, so it's going to be Choice Specs, Greninja, and now I'm going to bring in my Togekiss, and it scares him to his Slowking, which is good for me, because I'm able to trick him the Choice Scarf, which was basically my plan the whole time, was to sort of cripple the Slowking, either by giving it a Scarf, or, like, get rid of its Colbur Berry, or, like, whatever it would have. It turns out it has Black Sludge, which kind of sucks for Togekiss, but it's fine. Oh, by the way, this is fucking Togekiss's debut battle, because I didn't play week 1. So, welcome Togekiss, you finally get to do something. But you're basically the only reason I brought Togekiss is because it felt like it was a little bit better than Serena into, like, Pult. And it had some tools like Trick to deal with the other stuff. So at this point I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna sack my Ursaluna, I'm just gonna let him kill me with Gren. And Blizzard is a good bring. I am gonna have to sack another Mon, so unfortunately Obscune's gonna go down, and he is gonna get off another Blizzard. Now I can bring back in my Palafin, and Jet Punch will be able to KO it. However, I go for Drain Punch. I don't know why I went for Drain Punch specifically, but it was kind of a roll. It was kind of a roll for me to kill this thing with Ice Punch. So if I'd gone for Jet Punch, I would have been able to just Ice Punch this thing, probably. Unless it's Yachi Berry, but I don't think it would have been Yachi. But I actually hard switch back into Palafin. I'm going to click Bulk Up here as he clicks Psychic Noise. It does a good chunk to me. I'm going to be able to Jet Punch him. And Psychic Noise is going to bring me down to a little under half. I'm going to be able to Jet Punch him. Now he's going to bring in his Ditto. So I'm like, oh. But at least he kind of has to lock in a move here. So I'm going to be able to Drain Punch. However, he's doing a little bit more than I'd like him to. So I'm going to be able to switch in my Togekiss. He should be Scarf Locked, so luckily for me, that's kind of how that worked defensively. So Togekiss actually did something, and I was able to hand the Pult a Black Sludge while it got paralyzed by Static. Now, I'll say, like, I've gotten pretty lucky this season, but, you know, stuff happens. So he's gonna bring in the Gren, it's gonna be able to kill me. He lands another Hydro Pump. Like, if this was me, I would have missed 2 of those Hydro Pumps. So I guess in some way he got lucky. But I was gonna bring in his Ditto. And for whatever reason, Dire Claw does, like, a shit ton of damage to him. He must have, like, not run HP on this, although I'm not sure why you wouldn't run max HP. Because my calc didn't really make sense, but I think a Dire Claw in a close combat would have been enough to KO, but then that would have meant that I had to switch in my Palafin because Sneasler would no longer be able to live a Specs Gren hit. So I'm gonna bring in. He's gonna bring in Clef as I Poison Touch him, which doesn't really matter because he's Magic Guard. So I'm gonna be able to Jet Punch for 54%. He's gonna Soft Boiled, and it's looking like he's gonna have to keep clicking Soft Boiled, and he must have like not run Moonblast or something. I'm not sure. Because he could have Moonblasted, but I think at that point, like, as long as Clef is, like, under half, then I'm able to kill him with Dire Claw. So he gets off the Water Shuriken here, and it doesn't knock me out. I'm going to be able to Jet Punch and kill him, and now he's going to bring in Clef, which will end up being able to kill me with Psyshock. And Sneasler will be able to come in and Dire Claw and win me the game. So that'll be GG's to Skyhops. He brought an interesting team. I really don't know what this Ditto was because I didn't ask and I wasn't really sure why it took so much from Dire Claw. My calc said it should have only done like 25%. I think it did like 37, which was enough for me to like two-shot it. So I think if he ran like HP on Ditto, I probably would have lost this game. But it might have been like a closer game, to be honest. And also me getting the Dire Claw Para, like specifically the Para, like it worked out really well for me. And that's why I use Sneasler. Like Sneasler is just a fucking hacks button. I feel like I've never gotten so much hacks with Sneasler before. I used it last like main season in SPS, and I feel like I didn't really get too much out of Sneasler. Like I don't even think I really ran Dire Claw that much, but like this season Dire Claw seems to be proccing on like everything, but to be fair, it is like a 50% chance. Also like having Poison Touch, like you just get hacks like all the time with Sneasler, and it's kind of crazy. Also, I probably could have like not sacked Togekiss, or I could have not sacked Obstagoon. I probably should have sacked like Togekiss at some point instead of Goon, because Goon could have lived like any hit, and Goon also like kills like everything. And also like if he goes into Ditto on Obstagoon, like having like a Scarf Guts Obstagoon on the other side like really isn't that scary, because Facade is just 70 base power and he's not doing like too much with knockoff. So like I don't know. I could have probably played a little bit better. I probably also could have preserved my Ursaluna, because I think Ursaluna's matchup was like pretty good too. Although I'm gonna assume that Clef probably walled my Ursaluna, considering how much Jet Punch did to it. Although I was Punching Glove boosted. I also didn't even go into my sets. I mean, this was like a normal Obstagoon with like Obstruct, Facade, Knockoff, Close Combat. This was Scarf, Trick, D-Gleam, Aurasphere, and Defog. The Palafin was Punching Glove, Drain Punch, Bulk Up, Jet Punch, Ice Punch. This was Protective Pads, Dire Claw, U-Turn, Close Combat. And was I Throat Chop? What was my move? Oh, I was Rock Slide for the Moltres, that's what it was. The Ursaluna was like pretty self-explanatory. Earth Power, Vacuum Wave, Blood Moon, Moonlight. And the Bellibolt was like Muddy Water, Discharge, Toxic, Slack Off. So it wasn't like too much, but yeah, GG's to Skyhops. I don't know if you're like out of playoffs now. You might actually be out of playoffs. Oh yeah, for sure. I think it might still be possible. Like you could go 4-4. Oh, the differential kind of sucks though. But also my differential is like really bad compared to like everyone else's. 5-1 plus 5. But you know what? Sometimes we have those seasons. Like my team is pretty offensive, so like my whole strategy is just to like do more damage than people do to me, and then hope I come out on top. Like that's kind of like the whole strategy with this team. But yeah, thanks you for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.